Alright, so hi y'all, it's Tiffany. I'm currently getting ready to go to dialysis again today because, of course, I am. And I'm also a little strapped for time. But I do want to announce the development that has happened in case you've missed it. Putting my makeup away. So, you all know about that blight on the fandom, Evangeline Duros. She is gone now from Twitter. She has been banned from Twitter. And it has been probably a 2-month process for that to happen. I was sick of her. I had complained about her several times. Now keep in mind, this is running concurrently with the trouble that's going on with her place of employment. So, I still have people coming up who don't know the full idea of what's going on. And the short version of it, the Cliff's Notes version of it, this woman is obsessed with Taj Jackson. She's stalking him. Still is currently, as far as I know. And basically sees any person in the fan base, any fan, anybody who has even a modicum of a connection to Taj as her gateway to get to him. Her end game is, in her mind, I need to make that specifically clear. In her mind is that Taj is going to see her, fall to his knees, fall in love with her, head over heels, never mind that he has a wife and 3 kids, leave his life in California and run away with her. This bitch is 38 years old. I like to keep pointing that out. This is not some star-crossed teenager. This is not a kid with a fantasy. This is an actual grown-ass woman with a delusion. So, unfortunately, I crossed paths with this heathen. And, we've been over this. I'm basically rehashing this for the people who are new to this and don't know this. She started showing up in the TJ Jackson fan group. Whatever conversation you had, she'd somehow find a way to turn it into something about Taj. And, I accepted her friend request because I had a lapse of judgment that day. And and I got sucked into this crap with her. And, discovered the lunacy right away. So, I'm talking to this woman. I'm messing with this woman. And, she's basically telling me she wants Taj to come to her school. This is what she would specifically say. She wants Taj to come to her school. Never her house, always her school. And I feel fine saying it. Colin Powell Elementary in Union City, New Jersey. Because God knows she tweeted the name of that school many, many, many times. So it has no bearing on me to say the name of the school. I'm in Texas. Born and raised in Texas. So is Noonie. Say hi, Noonie. She was born and raised in Texas also. So, this woman was telling me, have Taj wear a suit. Have Taj wear one of his dead father's hats. She said that specifically. Bring her a gift. Romantic gift. Roses, jewelry, and stuff. Did you hear me say before that this man has a wife? Tiana, lovely woman. I've met her twice. Lovely woman. And, all this sort of crazy shit that, she had this fantasy. So, it got to the point where I had to, distance myself from this person. Because my mother always said people judge you by the company you keep. And I have personally spent over 10 years building up a rapport with not only Taj, but his wife and other members of the Jackson family. And, you know, people will say, oh, Tiffany, you're lying. Go look at my social media. You see my pictures with them and my videos with them. So, you know, I'm legitimate. And I guess that's why What's-Her-Face put her eyes on me. Because she sees, oh, Tiffany's hanging out with Tosh. Tiffany's hanging out with his wife. Tiffany's hanging out, you know, with Prince Jackson and TJ and all of them and blah, blah, blah. So, my headphones are in this. And, you know, she basically saw me as her entree into this world. And, you know, that was not going to happen. Now, in the meantime, I thought all of her foolishness was, you know, basically centered to me, or in a larger form, you know, the rest of the fandom. I didn't think she was actually fucking with the family themselves. How wrong I was. Even my background on my computer is a picture of my friends meeting Taj. A little cartoon version of us with Taj. So, you know, I have other people suddenly starting to come to me saying, you know, Tiffany, there's this weird girl, she's talking all this weird shit about Taj. So, like I said, I didn't know she was fooling with the family. So I spoke to Taj's brother, Terrell, via Zoom meeting, you know, sometime last year. And Terrell was like, oh yeah, she sends me so many messages. If I see her name now, I just delete it. He doesn't even open it. He doesn't read it. He doesn't even acknowledge it. Because this woman was making herself into a nuisance. All right? And the fallout where she and I began feuding sparked off in November, this past November. Because, of course, again, I went to see Taj with my friend, Carol. And, you know, we didn't realize how, I guess, serious is the right word for it, this situation had become regarding Evangeline and her relentless, tireless efforts to get in touch with Taj. But Taj Jackson, come on. There we go. Taj Jackson told me to my face that this is a point I'd like to point out. Listen to what I'm saying. Taj, why won't that hair move? There. Taj told me this to my face and to Carol's face while we were sitting at a coffee bean in Los Angeles, California. That this woman found where his kids go to school and called the school looking for him. And the way that I figure that she found that information is she literally went to his Instagram, befriended everybody on his friends group, you know, on his friends list. Went on his wife's Instagram, befriended everybody there. And of course, you know, they're going to be friends with their children's friends. So I'm sure somebody somewhere made a slip up. Oh, we're going to whatever at the school today, whatever the school it is. And she called up there looking for him. This is not a sane person. Okay? And, you know, I came home and blew the lid off of this shit. Because I was like, that's going entirely too far. I mean, I can understand wanting to meet this person. You know, wanting to see this person. You know, being a fan of this person. But you don't invade somebody's privacy like that. Like, I'm crazy about Terrell. I don't bother him. I don't bother his girlfriend, his wife. I don't know if he's married to Brianna or not. I don't bother his 2 kids. He has 2 sons. I'm not calling his children's school looking for him. That's just not even in my mind to do something like that. I liked Michael Jackson. I wasn't looking to try to call his children's school looking for him. Like, he homeschooled his kids. So, like, you know, it's just kind of scary at this point that she was doing all of this. So I blew the roof off of it. Fucking proud I did. You can't make me feel bad ever for doing that. So she lost her mind at me. At first she was saying you need to stop talking about Taj and me. This is a private matter between Taj and myself. Keep in mind, this woman has never even been in the same state, let alone the same room with Taj Jackson. I have sat 5 feet away from him and drank coffee and had a conversation with him. Sat next to him, spoke on his phone to his own father, to Tito Jackson. And for anybody who's saying, well, Tiffany, are you doing anything? I have my own boyfriend. I have a man named Michael. That is my boyfriend. Not a Jackson in any way. A white guy named Mike. So, she kept being mad. She kept cussing me out. She kept doing this. She kept doing that. And we were primarily fighting on Twitter. But I literally had to go through all of my social media and essentially block her. Like, she is literally the only person I have ever had to block from Pinterest. Why the hell are you on my Pinterest? Why are you even looking at my Pinterest boards? I use my Pinterest boards to organize stuff for the fanfics I'm writing. That's primarily what I use Pinterest for. Maybe the occasional recipe to cook something for my boyfriend. That's it. Because my boyfriend can't have seafood, so I keep trying to find other protein alternatives for him. Because I like seafood. So, it got to a point where, I spilled the beans about the phone call. She is obsessed with rewriting the narrative about that fucking phone call. And this is another thing. To the people who have been following me throughout this entire saga, which is taking about a year, everybody will tell you, Tiffany has proof. Tiffany has shown screenshots. Tiffany has shown us the tweets that this person has made. Tiffany has shown us the messages that she has sent in the background with spouting all of this craziness. I gave an abundance of information. I have even given some of this stuff to Tiana Jackson, Taj's wife. Personally, hand-delivered this stuff to his wife, showing her this person is legitimately out of her mind. So, if I'm giving it to this man's wife, it's legit. It's real. It's there. And I still have it. I still currently have it. And I will not let go of it. It is on my phone. It is on my laptop that you saw me just put up. It is saved to my cloud. And I have it saved to a flash drive also. Because of course I did. I back my shit up. Now, I say the same thing. I've said this in probably 4 different videos. I'm very visual. You can see me. I'm very vocal. You can hear me. I do videos all the time. I'm good at public speaking. In all of this time, Evangeline has never, you hear me? Never done a video. She has never shot a video. She has a YouTube channel that has lain dormant for the last 5 or 6 years. Like, she has it. She has one with her name attached to it. Never did a video. Now, once I came out and started talking about everything, not once did she light up a phone or light up a camera or something to defend herself. She's busy. She loves to type. She loves to write shit. And she loves to say, Tiffany, you're lying. You're making this up. You're doing this, blah, blah. How am I lying when Taj Jackson said these words to my face? And I have a witness in my friend Carol, who was also sitting at the table when he said this. Because we thought he was joking. I literally said something to the effect of bullshit, and I apologized for swearing in front of him. And I was like, you're joking, right? And he's like, no, I'm serious. And I could tell by the expression on his face. Taj gets a certain look to his face. Y'all know what I'm talking about. When he gets agitated. Like his eyes squint. His mouth kind of, curls up a certain way. He looks a certain way when he's agitated. And, we just couldn't deal with her. We couldn't deal with her. And I'm steady fighting with her because I was her primary target. And, she started trying to say she's smarter than me. She is not smarter than me. She started trying to say she's prettier than me. She is not prettier than me. At one point, she was trying to say that I said that I was prettier than all of the other women in the fandom. I have never said that. And I kept asking her, I said, okay, well, where's the tweet I said this? Where's the video I said this? Crickets. She had no proof. She wanted, I blocked her on Twitter, but I started screenshotting the crazy shit she was trying to say out of pocket to me and other people. This bitch had the nerve to say, you don't have my permission to retweet tweets. You don't have, I didn't say you could do this. So I went and literally screenshotted Google and asked, is it illegal? Or do I need somebody's permission to retweet tweets? No. That made her even angrier. Which, of course, by this point, we know Tiffany doesn't give a shit about her. She said she was calling the police on me for retweeting tweets. Now, here's the funny thing. I know exactly where she lives. I know exactly, not the schoolhouse, where she lives. Tiffany, how do you know where she lives? Because at one point, before we fell out, she was sending me apartment listings for the building she lived in for me to forward to Taj so he could buy an apartment to live near her. I'm not fucking kidding. This bitch was serious. So we went through that, right? Okay. Now I'm going to revisit the phone thing in a second. So we're started arguing over mundane shit. I post something on Twitter. She's literally stealing my photos, stealing my captions, and, doing that. So, in the meantime, TJ Jackson comes into this. Now, never mind, she already spoiled 2 Zooms and completely had them redo how they do the Zooms because of her. And I don't think she's able to get into another Zoom with TJ, which is good. So she started talking this shit about TJ promised me on something called Cameo that he's going to bring his brothers up to the school. They're going to sneak on me. That was her phrasing. She said this multiple times. They're going to sneak up on me at Colin Powell Elementary in Union City, New Jersey. They're going to sneak up on me. So finally, I didn't know what the hell Cameo was. I finally found out what it is. Cameo is a website where you go and you can pay a fee to a celebrity and they'll make a personalized video and you tell them what to say. So TJ's fee is $100. I've seen some as high as $2,500 depending on who the celebrity is. And, he could say happy birthday, happy anniversary, congratulations on your, graduation, whatever. So basically what this bitch did, she paid the $100, told TJ what to say. So I saw the video. I have the link to the video. I have downloaded the video, saved to the hard drive on my laptop. Should anybody want to see it? Hell, I might even upload it so the general population can see it. I bet Evangeline didn't know that I could just go walk up and download her video. Yeah. So, TJ is in the video. You can tell he doesn't look like himself. He looks kind of off. And TJ's dressed up. Now, I said this in a different video that yes, TJ usually is laid back. He's usually dressed kind of like how I'm dressed. Sweatshirts, t-shirts, ball cap, very laid back. And he had like a jacket on and, button-up shirt and everything. He said he was at a family gathering and, that's why he was so dressed up. So he said that the date was March 3rd, 2026. What happened March 4th, 2026? Funeral. His cousin Siggy's wife lost her battle with cancer. And he was a pallbearer at her funeral. And I said this in a different video also. What do black people do the day before a funeral? The wake, where you view the body. Y'all following me? TJ was with his family for the wake of his cousin's wife, his cousin-in-law. Relatively young woman, I believe she was 42. In my age bracket. I'm 39. I turn 40 next month. And This girl, because TJ has a 24-hour turnaround. You know, if I say, oh, I want a video and pay for it today, by tomorrow I should have a video. So everybody basically in the fandom knew that his cousin died. That, okay, we need to leave them alone. The family's in mourning. Blah, blah, blah. She don't give a shit because she's selfish and a fucking narcissist. So she put in this order, paid the money, and TJ had to leave his mourning family, his crying family, to sit down and make this fucking bullshit video for her. Where he's like, oh yeah, next time I'm in New Jersey, when the fuck has TJ ever been in New Jersey? The next time I'm in New Jersey, I'm going to come up to Colin Powell, Elementary, and see her. It hasn't happened yet. It's not going to happen. So, I called her out on her bullshit when I put 2 and 2 together. She's hollering at me talking about, oh, TJ's promised me this. TJ didn't promise you a fucking thing. You paid TJ and told this man what to say. And he was obligated by the contract or whatever he has with Cameo to provide the service. So basically, she abused something that was supposed to be nice and light and fun and, a good thing for the fan base, and fucked it up. Not to mention, we're still on the point of, she pulled a man who's in mourning to do this shit for her. So, out of nowhere, she starts talking about the phone call bullshit again. I'm like, bitch, I'm done with the phone call. I'm fucking done with the phone. What does she do? She posted a little thing, and I have the tweet. I say this constantly. If somebody needs to see the tweet, DM me. I will send it to you free of charge so you can see it. She says something to the effect of, how did I call the school? I didn't call the school. No, nobody's talking about this phone call. She's just pulling this out of her ass. A Samsung 23 Plus was used, and the phone I have is blah, blah, blah this. I dedicated a whole video to this. Taj just said to me, Tiffany, a phone call was made. Carol, a phone call was made. He didn't say where the call originated from. He didn't say what type of device it came from. So how the fuck did she know specifically what type of phone placed the phone call if I wasn't privy to this information? If, as far as I know, this information did not go public until I started talking about it, but you know what type of phone it is. She lost her mind. I need to mind my fucking goddamn business and, leave the Taj alone and blah, 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 and this and that. And at one time, she even had the audacity to say to me, Tiffany, cut ties with Taj. Pardon? I have to pull a Michael Jackson card at this point. Pardon? Cut ties with Taj because your ugly ass said to do something? My mother's dead. My mother's dead and buried. My mom died in 2008. That legally was the only adult woman with any jurisdiction over Tiffany Monique. Like, just because you say words doesn't mean I'm going to do something. And I obviously didn't. She says, cut ties with Taj. Do you know how long I've been building my rapport with Taj? Since 2015. Back when they was on the radio. Back when they had a call-in radio show. My own mother couldn't get me to cut ties with Taj Jackson. Taj is still my friend. If you go to my Twitter and look, you can see we follow each other. He sees every tweet. This is the point that I love to point out to her and that she hated. I said, if I'm telling all of these lies and shit, why hasn't Taj come out of the woodwork and say, stop lying, Tiffany, you're telling lies, you're not telling the truth, blah, 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 this and that. Is somebody fucking knocking on my door? Anyway, and then she says, well, he hasn't blocked me. He has, because she can tag, well, now she can't because she has no Twitter account, but back before it got taken away, she would tag him, but it literally does not show up in his notifications because I blocked her and I didn't know she was talking about me and tagging me because it didn't show up in my notifications. A third party had to say, oh, Tiffany, that bitch talking about you. So moving on from that, I just got sick and tired of her coming on my page, talking about how she, at the same time she hates me, she can't stand me. I'm smarter than you, Tiffany. I'm prettier than you, Tiffany, blah, blah, blah. She's steadily still trying to get me to talk to these Jacksons for her. Tell Taj to stop being not nice to me. Tell Taj to stop being hostile to me. There has to be a reason this man is being hostile to you. There has to be a reason this man is not talking to you, communicating to you, or whatever, what the fuck ever. So, it finally came to a head. I got sick and tired of her shit. Because every time I would say something, she had something to say. Every time I would tweet something on my page, whether it had anything to do with her or not, she would steal the pictures. There are pictures, I have screenshots, again, where I would post personal pictures of me with Taj, and she would crop me out. She cropped his wife out of photos. She kept putting up my photos and telling her 100 some odd followers that she had at the time, versus my 1,800. That, I'm a crazy person. I'm a liar. I need to be in, in a psych ward or blah, blah, blah. So, I noticed she kept talking about, TJ made a promise. Tiffany, don't stop these men from coming to see me. She had it in her mind that I could physically tell 3 men who are older than me, mind you, what to do. I can't even tell my boyfriend what to do. My boyfriend wants a dog. I say, don't get a dog. He's going to get him a dog. And, I say, I can't even stop my boyfriend. So how am I supposed to stop 3 men who live out of state, away from Texas? I live in Texas. How am I supposed to stop them from doing something? So I got to thinking. I said, she keep worrying I'm going to take these men away. She keep worrying I'm going to take these men away. I took the building from her. A friend of mine, who I'll leave nameless, said, Tiffany, I can start sending emails. I can start tweeting the school board, the school system. Because I have a different friend who's not involved in this, but she's a school teacher. I asked her, I said, so-and-so, if you were naming the school, you would be liable to lose your job, right? She said, yeah, she don't even mention her schoolwork, her work at all on her social media. And she doesn't. She says, oh, I'm a teacher, but that's it. She doesn't say where, what school, nothing. So I told my other friend who was volunteering to go to bat for me, I said, yeah, email the school board. Yeah, tweet the school board. Because what do school boards hate? Especially in the public American school system. Bad publicity. Because what does that do? That could affect your funding. What do public schools rely on? Government funding. So, my friend started causing a ruckus. Other people we don't even know, we've never interacted with before, people who are outside to this entire saga that has been going on, started complaining. Hey, you got a lunatic working for you. Hey, why is this woman trying to entice men to come to an elementary school with minor children walking around to meet her? Why is she asking men on the internet to come meet her at an elementary school with children? That does not sound good at all, does it? And shit hit the fan for her quick. A couple weeks back. So, okay. So, she's going through this. Okay, we're enemies. Why is she messaging me, sending me tweets, tweeting at me, saying, Tiffany, I'm so nervous, I'm so scared. The police are here talking to me and talking to my mom. Why the fuck are you telling me like I'm supposed to help you? I'm not your friend. I don't give a shit. You could be on fire and I wouldn't piss on you to put you out. And at the same time, she's simultaneously cussing me out. Tiffany, why did you call my school? I didn't call anything. I don't give enough of a fuck about her to call. But I had friends who like me enough and are sick of her shit in general. What she's doing to me, what she's doing to Taj, what she's doing to the Jackson family at large, and the fandom at large. And are like, hey, we'll go to bat for you. And they did. They brought this to the forefront in the attention. They emailed the school. They emailed the Board of Education. They emailed the superintendent of the school district where she works. And then these other random people we don't know jumped on the bandwagon and was doing the same. Got her in a whole bunch of shit. And you know what happened? This all happened the week of March 25th of this month. Gee, what happens March 25th? Oh, the 1-year anniversary of her father dying. So while she's probably dealing with grief and this and that, she has all this other shit on her shoulders too. And you know what makes this even better? She mocked my dead parents twice. Saying that, they should have taught me how to be respectful. They should have done this. They should have done that. So yeah, I jumped on that bandwagon once it really got to rolling about, alerting the school system. I got in on that action too. And was sending them screenshots, sending them tweets that she had sent, providing that to the other people. Oh, hey, you might need this. Use this. Let me help you. That was Tiffany. I may not have directly done anything, but I was providing information. I was helping people write emails. I'm a very talented writer. I helped with this train wreck. But you know what? I didn't fabricate anything. I gave them stuff that she put out into the cosmos, stuff that she tweeted, stuff that she emailed, stuff that she messaged, and flipped that shit against her. She picked the right one to fuck with. You don't talk about my dead parents. Now, I could have spun that and dragged her for filth over her dead dad. Because, what happens March 26th? That's the anniversary of my father dying. My dad died 11 years ago. I didn't say jack shit about her father. Not a word. Not at all. Even though she was spiraling and talking about my parents. But, I let the tweets and the messages and the emails and all of that speak for itself to the people she works for. School lets out in about a month. I do not believe she will be asked back. She's in shit with the school district. She's in shit with law enforcement over there. She's in shit with her overbearing ass mother. Wow. Because she chose to fuck with me. She chose to fuck with me. And the crowning glory that I started this with is her Twitter account is gone. Because she was so convinced that I was calling that school, which I didn't, that she threatened to call my dialysis clinic. I'm a dialysis patient, have been since 2009. Threatening to get me kicked off of dialysis because I complain about the other patients and, the treatment. Dialysis is not a fun place. That's like a cancer patient complaining about chemotherapy or radiation or something. That just goes with the territory. So I took it. I said, wait a minute. You're trying to get me kicked off of dialysis. You want to take away the treatment that's keeping Tiffany alive. You're trying to kill me. I sent that tweet and reported it. I completely forgot about it until I got the message from them saying, oh yeah, we've suspended this account. She's gone, and she cannot create a new account with Twitter. Again, so what did one stupid tweet she do take away from Evangeline? It took away the gateway she had to communicate with Tosh, communicate with Terrell, communicate with TJ, to try to beg other fans to communicate to these people with them. Took away her ability to argue with me on everything. Took away her ability to take the pictures and retweet them as her own. Fucked her up. What else did Twitter do? Oh yeah, got the school board involved, got the school involved, got the police involved. All of this shitstorm happened because of Twitter. And now she's been locked out. Isn't that wonderful? Y'all smell that? That's the sweet sit of victory. Of justice. I'm a girl, but I have a justice boner from this. And just think, if she had acted normal, and she had been a normal person, she literally could be with me and my friend group in August, going to King of Popcorn. And instead, no, she's reviled by an entire fandom. 2 fandoms, basically. 3T and Michael Jackson fandom simultaneously. 2 fandoms revile you. An entire famous family can't stand you. Won't talk to you. Oh, and did I also mention, not only do I know Taj and his family and them, who runs these events that you go to, Tiffany? Taj's cousin, Prince Jackson. Prince knows me by sight. He says hi, Tiffany, before I even get to him. I have told Prince about this person. He has a business partner that runs his charity with him. Several of us have alerted his business partner about this person. Sent her picture so that he knows what she looks like. We alert security at every single event that we go to, just in case she tries to talk her way in. Everybody knows who she is. I know the guy who is Tito Jackson's best friend. I've told him about this woman. I've shown him her picture. He knows. A great amount of the Jackson family are aware of this woman. They know not to mix with her. She is locked out of a lot based on her actions and the things she has said. Excuse me. And she can cry and bitch and whine and say that it's my fault. No, it is not my fault. I'm still welcome to these events. I'm still welcome to see these people. I'm still welcome to go virtually anywhere these people are, because I'm not a threat. I'm not bothering these people. I don't bother these people. Right now, this phone that I'm talking on, I have Taj Jackson's phone number in it. Am I calling and messaging this man every single day of his life? No. He won't get a personal text from my phone from me until I land in Los Angeles in August. Because I respect his time and I respect his boundaries. She didn't. She doesn't respect anything. She doesn't even respect the person she's obsessed with. Because if she respected Taj, she wouldn't have bothered TJ and pulled him away from that family wake. But I'm the bad guy. Me, who can still communicate with these people. Me, who still has my Twitter account. Me, who is not being investigated by law enforcement. Me, who does not have my job threatened. Me, who is still about to go to dialysis. Because nobody has called my clinic and kicked me off treatment. And even if she tried to call my clinic, by HIPAA, they can't even tell her that I'm there. But I'm the bad guy. No, she's just projecting all of her bad shit onto me because she can't stand what she sees in the mirror. And considering the face she has, I wouldn't be able to stand it either. But yeah, I need to go because I think my ride might be outside. But yeah, she's gone. And I have ambitions to get her cleared from every platform. It'll take some time, but it's worth it in the end. Y'all have a good day. Everybody except Evangeline. Have a good day.